And now, a special edition of the Toddcast podcast.
And what a crazy year it's been. I think you'll agree with me that 2020, to say the least, is a bit like eating a shit sandwich. It's been a rough ride. COVID, like so many small businesses, directly affected the podcast. We have people working with us, factoring in what we pay them into their daily lives. And full disclosure, we lost 4 sponsors early into the pandemic. I think it was back in April. And then, of course, local businesses don't have money to advertise when COVID first hit. So it's not like we could just replace those businesses that were ducking out. So suddenly we're soaking up the majority of the online marketing because now we don't have the money coming in anymore to pay somebody to do that. And of course, it's nice to outsource some of this stuff and help other people's local businesses. Frees up a bit of our time as well to do other things like book guests, find sponsors, edit and prep interviews, edit and post videos. Small business is by far the hardest thing I've done to make money. And crazy to think that it's almost been 7 years since leaving a 20-year career in terrestrial radio. Time just flies. But it's been tough. We haven't done a live show at the railway since March, and normally we do 16 to 20 shows a year, so that's been hard. The live scene's just struggling, but we have had some great conversations with some excellent guests, and that is what this is all about this week, a best of the podcast 2020. And just a heads up, you can subscribe on our iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud pages. We're also part of the Dean Blundell Network out of Toronto at deanblundell.com and the Boot Crew Media Network out of New Orleans at bootcrewmedia.com. That's spelled Krewe. No time like the present. We'll jump into the best of podcast and get some highlights of some musical guests, all of whom are brought to you by the Railway Stage and Beer Cafe, 579 Dunsmuir, downtown Vancouver. As a big fan of Refused, The Shape of Punk to Come has got to be one of the best albums, period. They're just an absolutely punishing band. They put out their latest album, War Machine, just last year, solidifying their place in punk hardcore, one of the best bands on the planet, no question. And when their singer Dennis Lixon called up, we talked about how Star Wars took over his life, and we touched on The Mandalorian and how good that series was.
I'm also watching The Mandalorian because I am a kid of that age and time where Star Wars just, like I'm one of those guys that my brother texted me on tour. He's like, I'm buying tickets for the Star Wars movie. Are you in? I'm like, yeah, what do you think? Of course I'm in, so.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, like, didn't Star Wars just like literally take over your life as a kid?
Yes, it did. I remember, because it was one of those deals where I was lucky enough to see Return of the Jedi at the movies when it came out.
Yeah.
And then Swedish television showed the first, like, A New Hope, I guess it's called.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
And yes, and we taped it on VHS, and for, whatever, like 2 months, I watched it every day coming home from school. I'm just like, I'm going to watch Star Wars once more. So, yeah, it became a big thing in my life. And it is funny how that is, how that, like, so imprints on you, because I still have a huge weak spot for sci-fi movies, and I'm still, I'm not a complete nerd, but I think trying to be a punk, I had to sort of push the nerdiness away a little bit, but it's in there for sure.
You'll best know drummer Dave Lombardo from his time with Slayer. He played on 9 of their albums. Many say he's one of the best thrash drummers all time. Drummer World, in fact, named him the godfather of double bass. Dave's currently in Suicidal Tendencies, Dead Cross, Mr. Bungle, The Misfits, and had a really good conversation with the guy. Here he talks about the influence of radio in the 80s and Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti album.
Whenever there was a song on the radio that had a certain aggression or feeling or a certain excitement, I would search that record out. And, like, for example, there was a song I heard on the radio as a kid from Zeppelin. And I'd never heard the song before. And it was called the Wonton Song.
Yes.
And I was, wow, this is heavy as fuck. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, this is heavy.
Yeah.
And I remember going to a friend's house and, hey, do you know this song called the Wonton Song? Have you heard of it? And he said, no. I said, do you have any Zeppelin records? And he says, oh, yeah, I got a couple there. So I went through them, and I couldn't find it. Then later I found out that it was on Physical Graffiti. purchased it and loved it and absorbed and listened to that to that album, religiously.
Steve Gorman is the former longtime drummer for the Black Crowes. Their debut album, Shake Your Moneymaker, back in 1989, they commanded respect right out of the gate as one of the best rock bands of their time. Rolling Stone magazine readers named the band the best new American band in 1990. Infamously, the brothers Robinson, Chris and Rich, they fought like cats and dogs, something that Steve shared his point of view in his book, Hard to Handle, The Life and Death of the Black Crowes, a memoir. Such a good read. I totally recommend this book. VH1 put the Black Crowes at number 92 on the 100 Greatest Artists of Hard Rock list. The Black Crowes sold over 30 million albums worldwide. And when Steve was a guest, we talked about the genius of Ringo Starr's drumming with the Beatles.
Look, who's also been the butt of a billion jokes for 40 years? Neil Peart. I mean, it's like in the same way. It's like you only get that much grief when you're at a level where there's nothing else to do but take shots at a certain point.
Right.
And it's funny. You still hear people maintain that the Beatles weren't great players, and the answer to that is, okay, you go play without monitors, and in a stadium, and you sound like you make a sound like that band could make. I mean, I put everything in sports analogies, and there are people who will tell you that Wilt Chamberlain's a better basketball player than Bill Russell to this day, and I don't take those people seriously. It's like it means nothing. Bill Russell won 11 championships and never looked at the stat line once. That's the point. And music is a team sport in rock and roll music. It's not about who played the best part. It's about what band had the best vibe together collectively. And, Ringo is, if you can make those other three guys all feel good with what you're doing to their songs, you're a genius. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it.
Musical guests of the Toddcast podcast are powered by the Railway Stage and Beer Cafe. Check them out at 579 Dunsmuir, downtown Vancouver.
I've been all around the world, met every type of girl, but I never met somebody like you before. I've been Shanghai to LA, Borneo to Bombay, but I never met somebody like you before. You're such a pristine chapel, right in front of my eyes. I think your parents every time I realize it's me that gets the one just every single day. The only thing is the lies that you say. Your lies, your sweet little lies. Everything you say just sounds true. Your lies, I'm fine with your lies, as long as I am lying next to you. Your lights shine like diamonds high up in the sky, burn until the universe turns black. Yes, your lights shine like diamonds high up in the sky. Oh, you show me every sign on the zodiac. You're like fresh fruit from the tree, you're my honeybee. Can't get enough of your love, baby, save it all for me. Hot coffee, ooh, sugar and cream, you're the girl of my dreams. But I got the feeling that you're lying to me. Your lies, your sweet little lies. Everything you say just sounds true. Your lies, I'm fine with your lies, as long as I am lying next to you. my thrill for life. Darling, oh my God, I can't believe that you're lying. Masterpiece, my thrill for life. Darling, oh my God, I can't believe that you're lying. Masterpiece, my thrill for life. Darling, oh my God, I can't believe that you're lying. Masterpiece, my thrill for life. Darling, oh my God, I can't believe that you're lying. Masterpiece, my thrill for life. Darling, oh my God, I can't believe that you're lying. Masterpiece, my thrill for life. Darling, oh my God, I can't believe that you're lying. Masterpiece, my thrill for life. Darling, oh my God, I can't believe that you're lying. Masterpiece.
And now, listen to this on the Toddcast podcast.
When I originally met valleymom.ca blogger Crystal Clark, it was when she was doing, do you remember a blog, Sex in the Suburbs? Meanwhile, I was doing CFox afternoons from 3 to 7. She would come by with the other girls from the blog. They would co-host the afternoons on Hump Day Wednesday, take a bunch of calls. We'd focus on one topic for an hour or so, get 3 or 4 really good and juicy topics out there. Crystal is now focused on valleymom.ca, does a great job. She's fun. She shares her opinions. She's engaged with her audience. 3 big boxes to tick off. And when Crystal was a guest, we talked about binge watching Game of Thrones and Vanderpump Rules, her favorite vacation destinations, being sober, and going out with your friends who drink. We talked about Lollapalooza and Edge Fest, Disneyland, legalized marijuana, and she talked about how social media and the online game has changed over the years. Listen to this.
The whole online game has changed so much. It's all about Instagram. And I'll be honest, I'm terrible at Instagram. I don't have a pretty life. I'm not a 20-something-year-old Insta model. Mm-hmm. So Instagram is it's a lot harder. My daughter's laughing. She's listening to me right now. Mm-hmm. But it is a lot harder because that's people bloggers aren't blogging as much. Yeah, it's just all Instagram. It's all Instagram posts and
pretty pictures and stuff. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, my life isn't really all that pretty, all that much. So it's chaos.
I love it.
Listen to this on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, an ICBC approved repair shop. Find them online at TedcoRVSuppliesInc.com.
Broke on a yesterday dream. There ain't no good and goodbye. There ain't no sand left of you and me on that pillowcase to my right. This coffee shop was the 2 of us. Now counting steps till I'm home to the living room with the lonely view. And I'm missing you on my own. And you had 24 reasons for leaving. I'm pouring 24 more to forget. And hell, it's 2 for 1. And honey, I ain't done drinking about you yet. And ain't nobody gonna tell me so. No, ain't nobody gonna tell me so. Time it keeps dragging on. I stumble out in the night, line them up till my memory's gone of what used to be you and I. And you had 24 reasons for leaving. I'm pouring 24 more to forget. And hell, it's 2 for 1. And honey, I ain't done drinking about you yet. And ain't nobody gonna tell me so. No, ain't nobody gonna tell me so. 24 more to forget. And hell, it's 2 for 1, and honey, I ain't done drinking about you yet. And ain't nobody gonna tell me so. No, ain't nobody gonna tell me so.
He is a longtime friend of the podcast, signed to 604 Records here in Vancouver, Kadu, and his banger 24 Reasons, great little drinking tune, plus he's a pretty good guy as well. Prior to Kadu's track, in Listen to This, valleymom.ca blogger Crystal Clark talking about social media and how that landscape has changed over the years. Very true. That was powered by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, RV service and repair, ICBC accredited. Find them online through TedcoRVSuppliesInc.com. I played you the Boom Booms for good reason. Their song was called Masterpiece. They officially called it a day. It was about a year ago, maybe about a year and a half back now. And then out of nowhere, they played a big live stream show this summer. I don't know if that means that they are officially back together or if this was just a one-off show, but regardless, love that happened. All right, Todd's Trolls is coming up in just a bit. The stupid, the mean, the hurtful, but really it's the funny things that people say to what you post, what you see online. This week, Biffy Clyro, the New Mutants, and the Summer Olympics bask in that red-hot spotlight. Powered by The Garage, Games and Geekery in Maple Ridge, your place to play. Warhammer, D&D, Slay Trolls, and a bunch more. Find them online at garagegames.ca. First, more guest highlights in this Best of 2020 podcast, and some sporting guests. Scott Levy, you'll know him as Raven, has been a fan of wrestling his entire life. You've seen him on all the major platforms over the years. ECW, WCW, WWE, WWF, TNA. He's one of the most decorated wrestlers in history. 36 title reigns. And when Raven was a guest, we talked about the UFC. He's a big fan. And specifically the McGregor-Cerrone fight.
You know, if it really happens, which, you know, you never know because, you know, McGregor's got $100 million in the bank. He doesn't need, you know, so how motivated he'll be, well, you can look at it two ways. You can say he'll be super motivated because he lost to Khabib and he needs to redeem himself, or you can see him going, I should be able to kill Cerrone and not train worth of crap, you know, and also have no motivation because he's so rich. So it depends which Conor shows up. If the old Conor shows up, I think he's going to beat Cerrone, but if he doesn't, he's going to get knocked out.
Interesting. Knocked out, eh?
Well, I mean, only if the old Conor, only if the new Conor, you know, if the wealthy Conor shows up, you know what I mean? Like, not the old.
Yeah, the hunger. Is the hunger still there? You got $100 million in the bank, right? Like,
right.
How hungry are you at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he may be hungry enough again, you know, so.
Mr. Tequila has been ranting on the Toddcast since we launched in January 2015. He was part of the afternoon show at CFox during my time there as well. I think it was like 6 or 7 years of that time. He speaks for Joe Average on everything and anything, sports, mostly sports, music, lifestyle. And the last time Tequila was a guest, we talked about Seattle getting an NHL team.
That's going to be great. There's Seattle's been a hot hockey market. There. Look at the WHL. Seattle Thunderbirds have been there for years, and they used to be like the NHL team. Like the whole Seattle arena was packed like fucking 16,000 fans for WHL.
Right.
That's how it was in the 90s. So it's not like it's not a hockey town. Look how diehard those fans are too. For Seahawks, Mariners, like it's an awesome sports city. It's like Vancouver. I love Seattle. Seattle's beautiful. The Emerald City.
Yeah.
I'm glad to get a hockey team.
Yeah, same.
You know, so every now and then you can go down and check it out, right?
And TarpsOffHockey.net owner and co-host of the Get the Puck Out podcast, Chris Mancuso, is a beauty. He's a brother within the Dean Blundell podcast network. He's at cmancuso9797 on Twitter. He's worth the follow. He's a chirper. He's not afraid to share his opinions. And when Chris was a guest, we talked about the result of the Fury Wilder 2 boxing match. And was he surprised about how it turned out?
Yeah, you know what? A friend of mine here is one of the up-and-coming boxers, actually, in the lightweight division.
Okay.
Lucas Body, he's 9-0 with 9 knockouts.
Wow.
He's got Phil LaGreco, former Canadian, but he was a champion, right? He lost the belt to Amir Khan. I actually had I was lucky enough to sit down with Lucas Body and LaGreco, and both of them thought that that Wilder was going to win, but the Gypsy King strikes again, man. He's a great fighter. I heard a funny story about him. I heard that he calls Anthony Joshua's phone and tells him, like, I'm going to knock you out sometimes. Like, he just called. That's how bad he wants to fight him. He'll just call him and tell him that on the phone. Anthony Joshua said he'll get these calls, and it's just him telling him, yeah, I'm going to take your belt and knock you out one day. He's awesome, that guy. Doesn't even look like he would be, like, in shape to be a fighter, and he's just deadly.
He is deadly, yeah, absolutely. Well, wasn't there talk of Joshua going out to help him with his training camp to prepare for the Wilder fight?
I heard that too. I don't know if that ended up being true, but I heard that as well. So who knows what they're drumming up? You got to remember, this is always a business, right? Remember Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, all those press conferences. Meanwhile, they were sharing a plane rolling around in like $400 million cash between the two of them. So,
totally.
You never know in the fight game. It's a shady business. That's one thing I've learned from kind of studying it a bit. There's always there's a lot of politics involved in that sport.
You're listening to the best of episode of the Toddcast podcast.
Staying at the sun with
The Toddcast podcast is powered by Milano Coffee, bringing you the finest espresso and coffee concepts in the world. Online at milanocoffee.ca.
A look at this week's keyboard warriors, Todd's Trolls, on the Toddcast podcast.
You ever notice that the chirping just never ends? It's a wedding, a dog, a TV show, an actor, whatever. No one and nothing is safe. And this week, a best of the trolling that we found online. They just released The New Mutants August 25th, and it's great. Teenage superheroes at the Xavier Institute training at the same place the X-Men did.
Serious question. If they're making another Marvel movie, why not pick a comic book people have heard of? Name a single one of the superheroes in The New Mutants, and I'll give you $1,000. Meanwhile, this just in Who the Hell Cares news.
The Summer Olympics should have been in Tokyo, Japan this year from July 24th to August 9th. As you know, COVID had that postponed till next summer.
You know, they could postpone the Summer Olympics indefinitely. I doubt anyone would mind. The only summer sport worth watching is all the anti-maskers getting COVID. Sorry, not sorry. Honestly, the Summer Olympics being postponed didn't affect anyone. Bet the athletes didn't even care.
And Biffy Clyro's new album, A Celebration of Endings, which was solid, came out in mid-August.
Funny. Apparently they have a bunch of #1 songs, and I bet you still couldn't name one of them. The most middle-of-the-road rock band I can think of. They should have named the album Unmemorable, just like the rest of their music. Can't wait for these guys to be has-beens. Like, seriously, just stop releasing music already. Please? Come on, do the right thing.
Todd's Trolls on the Toddcast podcast is powered by The Garage, Games and Geekery, your place to play RPGs, board games, and Warhammer in Maple Ridge. Online at garagegames.ca.
That band is the lone non-Vancouver band of this week's podcast, based out of Edmonton, Alberta. Nicholas Rage, and a strong song for those guys called Dirty Talk. And there was talk, not dirty, but there was some talk with the guys prior to COVID about getting them out this way to play a show. And obviously that right now has been paused. The same can be said of the band you heard prior. That was Good As Gone, and their song was Tall in the Saddle. And if you're listening going like, why do I recognize that guy? It's Matt Wood's new band. Matt, the singer-drummer of Pride Tiger. I think there's a 5 or 6 song EP kicking around. I've known Matt a while now, and when we're able to start up live shows again, we'll definitely talk to Matt and dial something up. Speaking of the live music, the live scene, check out the indie scene at toddhancock.ca. Live and stream shows are happening more and more. They're being booked. You can find out about the ones that I hear about and the ones that bands tell me about. Brought to you by Mystic Rhythms Rehearsal Studios, 40 plus years experience in the music industry. If you need a jam space, look no further, mysticrhythms.ca. Okay, our final guests of this episode 227, a best of 2020 podcast, and a few of our entertainment guests, all of whom are brought to you by Tomes. Let them relieve stress and anxiety and ensure a good night's sleep. The first 7 nights are free at tomes.com. That's TAUMMHOMS.com. If you lived in Vancouver between 2005 and 2015 and ever listened to the Beat 94.5, which is now Virgin Radio, chances are you heard Danae Johnson on the air. Danae is actually now up in the Okanagan in Kelowna working at Virgin Radio. She has her own podcast as well. It's called the Hello Well Podcast. She's a certified nutritionist, CNP, somatic therapist in training, and she spoke to that, being a nutritionist, and what her cheat foods are.
My cheat foods, oh my gosh, well, I grew up a fat kid. Like in grade 6, I was 200 pounds.
No.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. So I will.
That's crazy.
Always,
that's like just under what I am as an adult.
Yeah.
Wow.
Grade 6.
Okay, so what's the ish there in grade 6? Like, what is it? Just poor eating, not exercising? Like, what's the? Because you're not heavy today.
It was definitely a combination of those things. There was no physical activity going on whatsoever, and my friend, I would crush wagon wheels like nobody's business.
Uh-huh. That'll do it.
Yeah, it will. It definitely will. So I'll always be a fat kid at heart. You know, I really believe now in the power of food and the impact that it has on your health, your mind, and your body. So on the daily, I do eat very healthy now because I've experienced what it is to be fat, sick, unhealthy. So
right.
I don't want to be that anymore.
Okay, so you have that knowledge, but what are the cheat foods? Like if you're like, you know what, I'm doing it, I don't care.
Oh yeah, man. And I still have those. Like I'll always be a fat kid at heart. I will always love those foods. So definitely I'm going to give you 2. Pizza. I could probably eat pizza every single day of my life.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing though.
Right? Like it's just
so good.
So damn good. I mean, banana peppers, and I need some garlic, ranch dip for the crust, and I'm just like the happiest person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And a good old mac and cheese.
We had writer and artist Kelly Brack stop by the studio. Check out his Instagram account, Brack Comics, and his Twitter account is Noir Comics. His art style is noir. Surprise, surprise. He's super gifted. He will tell you otherwise, but that's just him being humble. Lots of great things are on the horizon for Kelly, no question. And during our in-studio visit, we talked about Quentin Tarantino movies and which is his best.
I'm a big Reservoir guy,
Yeah.
Dogs guy.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, of course. Great show.
And I don't think he directed it. I think he wrote it. True Romance. Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Patricia Arquette.
Wow. Brilliant movie.
Yeah. Like, I
remember the first time you saw that? Like, holy fuck, is that a powerful movie?
Dude, I was probably 13 or 14 when I saw it.
Right.
And I had to hide it from
Totally.
just so that people didn't know that I was watching this shit, right? Like all this awful fucking killing and how Tarantino writes, right? But
oh, yeah. I mean, just glorify, not glorify, but what's the word I'm looking for? Lack of better words, glorify.
Yeah.
The violence, yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. It's what about you? Where do you put him?
Oof, his best?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Pulp Fiction
It's classic.
It might be the one. I don't know, man. That's a really hard one.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs, could be it as well. I don't know, man. He's got so many good movies.
Well, the latest one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, incredible.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And of course, and there's like a tie into the Manson family, and
dude, it's a long movie too. It doesn't play like a long movie. It's pushing 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
But you would mistake it for a little over 2.
I think it was a Facebook post that I saw that Ryan Worsley was nominated in the Best Engineer category at this year's Junos. Ryan and I have known each other a while, not well, but good enough to have watched a few songs at local shows with each other, cheers some beers kind of thing. So I messaged him and asked if he'd be a guest, and during our conversation, he talked about the honor of being nominated for a Juno Award and the feelings that it brought.
Yeah,
amazing. Dude, amazing.
I was so honored to have that.
No kidding.
And so shocked too. I mean, the morning that they were announced, Noella Charles, an artist that I work with, who's from Edmonton, she's been nominated in the past, and I've worked with her on the last few albums that she did, and she texted me, she said, like, woohoo or something, and I was like, oh, sweet, did you get a nomination? And she said, yeah, and you did too. And I was like, what?
Nice.
I was so shocked.
Yeah, that's great.
And it was just an incredible thing for me to have, just because you work so hard as just kind of doing what you love and what you're passionate about, and just hoping that people will connect with it and resonate.
Yeah,
with it.
A little validation. Not that it's needed, but it's nice to have a backslap here and there.
Yeah, totally.
Entertainment guests of the Toddcast podcast are powered by Tomes, where quality sleep matters. Find out more at tomes.com. That's TAUMMHOMS.com.
Story goes in the field, there's a wishing well where you can dream. Look for the open floor that has the carpet drawn. Yes, you will see. Sitting next to the rock, it's got a flower growing on the top and feel like blow a kiss and make a wish with every falling leaf, and you'll believe it's you, it's me, and everything between. Forever will we dream from the world that never leaves you dry. Never leaves you dry. One time in a field of grass and the sun, I met a butterfly who had me wonder why about this kingdom. We danced, oh we danced, and we sang for hours of the way things are outside of time and the wonder of flowers. It's you, it's me, and everyone and everyone and everything between. It's how stars glow, it's how flowers grow, like rivers to the sea. Forever will we dream from the world that never leaves.
Great song. Phil Dixon, and a relatively new one for him called Wishing Well. I think that he put that one out at the start of the year. He played a podcast show in February, I think. It was him and Patrick Gavigan from Best Night Ever. They played together acoustic, just a phenomenal night as we pine for live music to get back to what it was. And that is going to do it for this Best of the Podcast 2020, episode 227. We'll bang out another one next week and highlights from other extraordinary guests that we've had over this year. And my name is Todd Hancock. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard, please tell your friends. You can subscribe again on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud. We're also on the Dean Blundell Network out of Toronto at deanblundell.com and the Boot Crew Media Network out of New Orleans at bootcrewmedia.com. Comment and rate the podcast. It does help out with search results. Again, Toddcast Podcast. Huge thanks to all of our excellent sponsors. Find links to all sponsor websites at toddhancock.ca's homepage. And if you'd like to sponsor the podcast, you can for as little as $10 a day. Contact info at the homepage. Maybe we'll have a coffee, have a beer, and see what's up. Till next week, don't be an asshole. Nobody wants to be around that. Have fun, play hard, and most of all, believe in yourself.
The Toddcast Podcast. Keep in touch with Todd through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and bookmark toddhancock.ca.
For 8 years, we've been asking the same question over and over again. How did this happen? My name's Mandy.
And I'm Melissa, and we're the hosts of Moms and Mysteries, the true crime podcast with over 55 million downloads.
We're two Florida moms who are obsessed with mysteries. Each week, we do deep dives into fascinating true crime stories.
We cover everything from infamous cases like Casey Anthony
to the bizarre and complex crimes right here in our home state, like the shocking murder of FSU professor Dan Markell.
We bring you the facts, but with warmth and wit you'd only get from two friends who have been hooked on mysteries since childhood.
Join us for new episodes of Moms and Mysteries every Tuesday and Thursday.
Listen to Moms and Mysteries on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hi, listeners. We want to tell you about a podcast we love. It's called Rebel Girls, formerly known as Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. It's about real-life women who are changing the world with their courage, creativity, and big, bold ideas. Want to know how Taylor Swift became a superstar? Or hear how Simone Biles became the greatest athlete of all time? From immersive stories to heartfelt interviews to super smart advice, Rebel Girls brings you stories that will get you fired up to become your best self. There are over 400 episodes for you to explore, with new episodes every week. So check it out. Listen to Rebel Girls wherever you get your podcasts. And find us on youtube.com/rebelgirls. And whatever you do, stay rebel.
Goodbye, Kyle!
Did the sound of those words call to you like Pavlov's dog? Then you might enjoy our podcast, Turtle Time.
Every week, you can join me, Riley Hamilton, and my co-host, Amy Scarlotta, as we cover the most pressing Bravo news and dig into the new episodes to answer important questions like, who the hell is Adrian Malouf in this world?
Listen to Turtle Time on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday.